The night the city nearly froze was the night a single act of kindness changed 3 lives forever. Snow fell like silent ash from a dark sky, piling onto empty sidewalks and abandoned doorways. Cars rushed past with their lights glowing warmly, but on one forgotten corner of the city, a homeless woman sat curled against a brick wall, her hands blue from the cold, her breath weak and shallow. She had not eaten in 2 days. Her coat was thin, torn at the sleeves, and her shoes were soaked through with slush. Most people passed her without looking, but that night someone noticed her, and that small moment of noticing would lead to a decision so powerful that it would make an entire city stop and reflect on what it truly meant to be human. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of one small action to change a life, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional and inspiring stories like this one. Her name was Lily, and she was 16 years old, the daughter of one of the wealthiest businessmen in the country. She had grown up inside glass towers and gated communities, surrounded by luxury she never had to question. Her father owned hotels, shopping centers, and entire city blocks. Lily had never known hunger. She had never felt real cold, but on that night, she had argued with her father and stepped out of their chauffeured car while it waited near a red light. She said she needed air, but what she really needed was space from the world of wealth that suddenly felt heavy and hollow. She walked a few steps away and saw the homeless woman shivering beside a trash bin, trying to warm her hands with the steam from a subway vent. Lily froze in place. The woman's face was gray with exhaustion, her eyes half closed, her body shaking uncontrollably. In Lily's hands was a warm bag of food from an expensive restaurant, steaming soup, bread, and fruit. Without thinking, she walked toward the woman and placed the bag gently beside her. She knelt down and wrapped her own scarf around the woman's neck, the silk fabric standing out against dirty layers of cloth. The woman looked up slowly, confused, as if kindness itself felt unfamiliar. Lily didn't speak. She just gave a small nod and stood back. Her driver watched from the car in shock. Lily returned to the car with trembling hands. She felt something crack open inside her chest, something she had never felt before. It was guilt mixed with responsibility. When she reached home, she could not sleep. The image of the woman's shaking body haunted her. She told her father what she had done, expecting praise or at least silence. Instead, her father grew quiet. He was a man known for his cold logic and business instincts, not emotional decisions. He stared out the window for a long time without saying a word. Lily thought she had disappointed him. The next morning, her father did something no one expected. He canceled all his meetings. He ordered his driver to take him back to the same street corner. Lily followed in confusion. Snow still covered the ground, and the wind cut through their coats. The homeless woman was still there, curled up in the same place, weaker than before. Lily's father stepped out of the car and walked toward her slowly, holding a thick blanket and a bag of food. He knelt down beside her, a billionaire kneeling on frozen concrete, and placed the blanket over her shoulders. He did not stop there. That single act turned into something much bigger. He ordered his team to bring a medical van, then arranged for the woman to be taken to a hospital. But what shocked Lily most was what happened next. Her father didn't just help one person. He made a decision that would echo through the entire city. He announced that one of his empty luxury hotels would be converted into a temporary winter shelter for the homeless. Heated rooms, clean beds, hot meals, and medical care would be provided free of charge. News spread like wildfire. People could not believe it. The same businessman once criticized for caring only about profit was now opening his doors to the forgotten. Reporters gathered. Social media exploded. Some called it a publicity stunt. But Lily saw something different. She saw a man haunted by the realization that wealth meant nothing if it did not protect life. The homeless woman, whose name was Grace, slowly recovered. Doctors said she had nearly died of hypothermia. When she was strong enough, she was taken to the hotel shelter. Lily visited her often. Grace told her story through tired eyes and broken sentences. She had once been a nurse. After her husband died and her house burned in a fire, she lost everything. Depression took over, and the streets became her home. She said the soup Lily gave her was the first warm thing she had tasted in weeks. Days turned into weeks. The shelter filled with people who had nowhere else to go. Some cried when they entered warm rooms for the first time in years. Some held cups of soup like treasure. Lily began volunteering after school. She carried blankets, served food, and listened to stories that shattered her old view of the world. Her father watched her quietly from a distance, seeing his daughter grow in compassion faster than any business success could teach. But not everyone approved. Investors complained. Board members warned that this project would cost millions. They said it was risky. They said it would damage his brand. The billionaire faced a choice: return to comfort or continue the path his daughter had unknowingly started. One night he stood alone in the shelter hallway, watching a man sleep peacefully in a clean bed for the first time in years. Tears filled his eyes. He realized he had spent his life building towers but never bridges. Winter deepened, and storms became worse. One night the shelter lost power. Generators kicked in, but fear spread quickly. Lily rushed to help people stay calm. Grace held her hand tightly, whispering thanks in a trembling voice. At that moment, Lily understood something profound. Kindness was not just a gesture, it was a responsibility. Her father made another bold move. He launched a city-wide program with other businesses to open emergency shelters and food kitchens. What started as one scarf and one meal became a movement. People who once ignored the homeless now donated clothes money, and time students volunteered. Churches joined. Even rival companies followed his example. Months later, spring arrived. The streets thawed, and so did hearts. Grace no longer slept outside. She was given a small apartment funded by the program. She began working part-time at a clinic as a receptionist, slowly returning to the life she thought was lost forever. Lily continued to visit her, calling her family in her own quiet way. One evening, Lily stood on the same street corner where everything had begun. The snow was gone, replaced by blooming flowers and sunlight. She thought about how close Grace had come to dying, and how close her own heart had been to staying asleep. Her father joined her. He placed a hand on her shoulder and looked at the busy street. For the first time, he did not see traffic or profit. He saw people. This story is not just about a billionaire's daughter or a homeless woman. It is about what happens when comfort meets compassion. It is about the moment someone decides that another life matters more than convenience. Lily's small act forced her father to face a truth he had avoided for decades, and in doing so, he changed more lives than any business deal ever could. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue spreading stories that remind us of our humanity. Special request: before this story ends, please comment below one word that describes how this story made you feel. Hope, tears, love, or faith. In the end, the city never remembered the night as the coldest winter storm. It remembered it as the night a young girl's kindness woke a sleeping giant of compassion. A scarf became a shelter, a meal became a movement, and a homeless woman became proof that no life is invisible when someone chooses to see.